All right, media haters, welcome. You've got the right channel. My name is Dave, and this is the Real Media Observer, observing the fall of the mainstream media and doing it in real time for a few real people out there, just like you and just like me. Don't forget to check out my main channel, The Real Music Observer, where I talk about music and interview people and do all kinds of crazy, weird stuff where I talk mostly stream of consciousness, and people are upset about that. All right, so Morning Joe. I want to talk briefly about Morning Joe, and I don't usually talk about any mainstream propaganda media outlets. They are saying things about these truckers that is just, it's beyond just regular propaganda. It's projection. It's opposite day. It's everything that's untrue about the truckers. They're putting it out there. Now, first of all, before I get into that, I want to say from the bottom of my heart, and I mean this as an American citizen, the Canadian truck drivers are heroes. They're heroes. And honestly, they may have helped save the planet for the time being. And I mean that. I'm not making this. I'm getting choked up trying to say it. These people are showing incredible kindness. You know, when Jesus talks about turning the other cheek, if they smack one side of your face, you turn and you let them smack the other. If they want your coat, you give them your coat and your shoes and whatever else they want. These are the truckers. These are the truckers. These people don't hate anybody. They're not misogynistic. They're not Islamophobic. They're not white nationalists. There are a bunch of Native people there, Native Canadians. We call them Native Americans here, Native North Americans. I'd like us to be all, wouldn't it be cool if we were kind of all in the same category and we didn't divide people by color? And I'm so tired of that. I just am. Yeah, I'm sorry I'm white. By the way, I'm Mediterranean white. Is that something different from regular white? I don't think I'm better than anybody, and most people don't even think about this stuff. But the media throws it at you all day long. These truckers are insurrectionists now. The truckers are insurrectionists. Holy crap, Batman. They park their trucks and they become insurrectionists. So one of the things that got me completely unhinged, watching the clip from Morning Joe. By the way, I do not ever and would never watch Morning Joe. I wouldn't recommend, other than research for research purposes. Maybe it allows for you to do really good content every day, because you can take what they say, get pissed off about it, and then do a video. And that's kind of what I'm doing right now. But I'm doing it because we've reached, you know, it's a super high level of propaganda crazy. So Joe Scarborough said today that the truck drivers are part of a cult. Thousands of trucks and tens of thousands of truckers, and they are part of a cult. And that would mean I'm part of a cult. That would mean that some of the viewers here might be in that cult, right? And I'm a proud member of the Common Sense cult, okay? Just full disclosure, if you want to put me in a cult, I don't think, you know, that whole psychological theory is a shiny new way to change the subject about the narrative that is collapsing in real time. If the New Jersey governor can say, no more mandates, or different, you know, leaders around the world are beginning to say, nope, we're not doing this anymore. I know in some Canadian provinces, they're going to bail on this. And now they're saying, oh, it's not because of the truckers. It's because we're following the new science. This is that Lauren Chen or whatever her name is. She went on CNN and she's like, oh, we're going to leave this up to people. Folks, this is a concerted effort that, again, they must have all got the same email. Can someone hack email so I can see what these people are sending each other each day? Well, the COVID narrative has collapsed. So this is now what we need to do. We need to tell people that it's up to them to make these decisions, right? Make the great picture behind me. Let's go, Brandon. Oh, and that's another thing. You can't go to one of these protests without hearing, let's go, Brandon. And that drives the media crazy. Why? The media wasn't concerned when, was it Robert De Niro said F Trump? Like, he got up in front of the world at some stupid award ceremony and said F Trump. All right. But you've got the working class who are like, nope, we're not doing this anymore. And you're on the right side of history if you're with these truckers. These truckers are heroes. The ruling class, and that's Joe and Mika, they are part of the ruling class. Mika's father, I don't even need to go there. If you know a little bit about her father, you know that he was a full-fledged propagandist. And all of these people were in bed with the eugenicists and the original racists that looked at certain groups of people as inferior. All right. But yet they're projecting I'm at a loss for words. Here's why I'm at a loss for words. Because you shouldn't be able to just slander like this. Like I'm saying, all this group of people, right, are such and such. Joe Scarborough did that. He said that these people are in a cult, all right? And he needs to be rung through. His bell needs to be lit up, all right? Because that's not right. That's pure slander. There's no proof. And what you're doing also is you're trying to undermine the spirit. You're trying to kill the spirit of all of these people that are doing great things. Now, they said that they got a report somewhere, like experts say, right? Experts say this happened. They got a report that supposedly a soup kitchen was raided by truckers. And all I've seen out there are truckers feeding the homeless. Crime is down like 90% since these trucks showed up. Gee, I wonder why. You can't engage in criminal activity when there are blue-collar citizens that could kick your ass. So you're sitting there going, or you may be homeless and think to yourself, finally, some humanity here, some compassionate human beings are here. They're going to feed us. They're going to show us real love. I've seen more peace and love at this event. And I'm sorry, if you're going to make this, you're going to try to make this into a violent insurrection after what we dealt with a couple of summers ago, and people were just like, it's a fiery, but mostly peaceful protest. I don't see any flames other than little bonfires where they're trying to keep warm. You got sub-zero temperatures in Ottawa, and you've had snow, because I've watched a lot of the footage, and it has been snowing off and on. I mean, this is Canada. It's February, so yeah, you're going to see snow. I am just shocked, though, at the level of propaganda, and that's saying a lot, because I thought I had heard it all, and I know we have to do something that's going to shake the media establishment to its core. I don't know what that is, other than continuing alternative media, supporting alternative media. And by the way, give, send, go. If you can help these truckers, best money you'll ever spend in your life. This is money that's going to go toward saving the planet for real. Not just some hypothetical way to save the planet, like cutting down on your CO2, right? No, this is actual service to humanity, service to the idea of freedom. I'm flabbergasted it's coming from Canada, because we're supposed to be, the land of the free and the home of the brave. Instead, we're the land of the timid and the home of the meek. I don't understand what happened to America But thank God for Canada. I love you guys up there. And I think so highly of you all. And it's almost like this was a sleeping giant up there. This is how I view this, is like, okay, they went along with it. They went along with it for a while. And then they realized they couldn't keep going along with it. They were nice about it for a long time. And they're still being fairly nice about this. They're like, look, just drop the mandates so we can go back to our life. They're not asking for that much. They're asking to be free. That's what they're asking. And of course, Trudeau, who is, a globalist in training, or he's not in training. He's a fully trained globalist. And he's one of Klaus Schwab's best students in the World Economic Forum. And all you gotta do is look into this stuff. And other than just a couple of alternative outlets, which, some of them tell some of the truth, some of them tell more of the truth, but none of the mainstream media would ever link little Trudeau to a globalist takeover of the world economy. But that's exactly what Trudeau would do if he had the full-scale power to do it. And Canada right now is like his little training ground. Oh, okay, I'll do what you tell me to do. I'll lie about them. I'll call them Islamophobic. So the truck drivers are transphobic and Islamophobic. Did you hear about that? Did you hear about that? That they're all of those things? Yeah. I don't know what else to say about this other than we have to be vigilant. We can't let our guard down. We think we're getting a victory here or there. They're not going to go down. These people are not going down without a brutal fight. And I think this is just the beginning. They may take their foot off the gas pedal for a little while. And then these truckers, they'll restore the supply chain. They'll do what they're supposed to do. And then a couple months later, some variant will come along and we'll be back to ground zero again with all this stuff. And we can't keep doing this. From a psychological standpoint, this is some kind of whiplash. This is psychological whiplash. And as a human being, and I'm not even in the trenches here, I feel it. I felt it now for probably 6 or 8 months, where I would get up in the morning and I would think to myself, why is the world this way? You listen to Joe and Mika talk and you realize there's a world of insanity that is locked in place that cannot be dislodged by words and logic and common sense and refuting the things. You can refute them all day long. You can have the receipts. You can post the receipts. You can film the receipts. They don't care. Someone pulls a whole bunch of ballots out from underneath the table and feeds them into a machine over and over again. And you've got the same ballot images showing up, right? What does that mean? Doesn't mean anything. It's just, we're not going to cover that. What we are going to cover is that one of the truckers had a Confederate flag, and someone saw a swastika somewhere. And yeah, that swastika wasn't there until the truckers arrived. That wasn't from the other protesters from last year. No, those are the truckers. That's the truckers' fault. So anyway, I love you, Canadians. You guys rock. Keep doing what you're doing. I'll keep making videos about this and other stuff, but this is really something super special. And if you haven't been following the coverage of this, it's actually very uplifting. When you see these people interacting with each other, it's absolutely just a breath of fresh air in a world where you feel like, you've got no air. And yes, that is a metaphor to the masking and to just the stupid stuff that's gone on for 2 years. And it seems as though nobody cares, but these Canadians and these truck drivers, yeah, they care, and thank God that they do. Anyway, thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, please. If you forgot, hit the subscribe button, and Patreon for $1 a month. Yeah, I need the help over on this channel too, especially this channel. which continues to be throttled back. I know there are other reasons for the throttling, but at some point, folks, I'd like to see a few more subs come over here. But thanks again, and I will see you soon.